how Chuck Mamba from Smart Omega will play on his Kufra. So I'm really looking forward when
I'm getting chills.
can he bring it up to the table, because right now on screen is going to be the drafts. GameLab will take blue side instead of and Tiger Wong will take red side.
Well, I mean, like, just that one statement from you, Terrence, was enough to give me chills of what is to come as we jump into the draft versus these two teams. Overall, I would say that even though Tiger Wong, it's like, yes, we know their playstyle, but perhaps they do have a few more secrets up their sleeves. I would believe they have a really diverse hero pool, because like the fact that they were able to snatch the Moskov and the Edith, when I was thinking like, nah, there's no way they're gonna do that, but they did that. They did the coin flip.
Yeah, it's kind of weird as well, right? Because PPN Strike, they did first pick the Moskov for themselves for the first game, and it actually worked out in their favor. But that's pretty much in a different game now. GameLab, they will try and mirror this time. They will ban off the Kadida. They also ban off Franco, which is interesting. Even though Tiger Wong Esports has played it just now, didn't exactly work out in their favor, but it somehow won them the game. No, they actually lost game one. So it's a little bit weird, but I like how Tiger Wong Esports is respecting Dogman's heroes as well. His Kufra was extremely annoying. Every single time he's brought a Kufra, they won, and they will respect ban this. However, S tier picks is going to be up for grabs. Fanny in the making, Mortis in the making, Fredrin also up for grabs. Valentina up for grabs as well.
Have we seen Guggen played the Fanny yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
A little bit annoying because the Kufra was banned off means Tiger Wong Esports can look to play this as well. But at the same time, GameLab has brought in the Paquito. We have seen a buffed Paquito in the recent patch. Not many teams has kind of adapted to it yet. 2 seasons back, it's all about Paquito jungle versus Fanny. Fanny comes in, boom, 2 KO punch, your Fanny is going to drop like a fly. Very possibility as well. I think GameLab realizes that if they decide to go for the Fanny right now, they still have options to deal with it.
Man, I don't know, like, imagine how Valence is feeling right now about this Moskov being picked up. Like, because back then everyone thinks it's like such a tree strat. Back then it's like, like everyone was just like laughing at him and calling him out. But it's so meta right now, and Tiger Wong responding, they're enjoying this Edith pick. It has won them a game.
Okay.
And they're going to lock in Rince's comfort pick. You say his Valentina is crack? You haven't seen his full potential on the Farsa pickup.
Oh, we shall see. But GameLab, they will respond with the Valentina as well as the Fanny. So pretty strong opening so far. Edith still pretty okay in dealing Fanny. You can still catch him mid-air to a certain degree. But at the same time, Tiger Wong Esports, do they want to try and double down and just shutting down Fanny? Because eventually it needs something to stop him down. We've seen teams kind of play an Archive jungle just to make sure that the heavy speed kind of pins him into the wall.
Nah.
Not necessarily great against a Moskov. So Fredrin is going to be the way to go for Tiger Wong Esports. They're sticking to something they didn't know. Meta-ish, I guess. Glue completely ignored, which is kind of interesting as well this day. Glue completely ignored by both sides.
I think overall, I think.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, like ban out. It's like I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I would say Edith and Fedrin are really good answers for Fanny. It's like I have seen like some really weird like interactions whenever Edith like earth shatters a Fanny and she just goes like flying in a really weird direction.
True. Seen that happen before, but they still need solutions for both the Moskov as well as the Fanny. If you think about it, both very, very high mobility heroes. Fredrin doesn't necessarily be able to dive the back lines. Can be a very, very big problem for them. But as of yet, Tiger Wong Esports, they ban off the Grok. Interesting enough, because Grok could be a good pickup for themselves to try and wall charge their way in towards the Fanny. But seeing how the Brody Melissa being banned off, Tiger Wong Esports, they still have the Melissa. It's not the greatest, but it's okay as well. Clint is still in the picture. Beatrix is great for wombo combo, but doesn't necessarily give him the tools to escape a Fanny. I guess that's one way, but at the same time, I think 2 seasons back, there are teams that play a Leslie kind of using it as a way similar to Brody to deal with the Fanny, right? If the Fanny comes in, boom, knockout, concussion, back out.
Oh, I haven't seen the Leslie in a while. It's been
a while, but
it's been a while.
Not super strong in the latest stage game, you know. But at the same time, Tiger Wong, they bring in Ruby. It is a way to deal with the Fanny. I guess it's still decent flex, I guess.
No, I just feel like their draft right now is just like they're just countering the Fanny. Ruby is a great answer. Edith as well, being able to knock him and flip into the loving arms of the Feather Airstrike.
I think the biggest problem right now is that how do they deal deal with the Moskov, because that's something that they are going to be having a little bit of difficulties to work with. The Paquito being picked up from GameLab is huge as well, because that is going to give it a little bit more mobility. And with the Cho and the Paquito, this Farsa is not going to have a good time as well, because once upon a time, Cho is a great way to deal with the Farsa. Cho is also a great way that deals with the Fanny. So these are all counter-denying picks from the side of GameLab, just preventing Tiger Wong Esports on dealing with it. Because now with the final Marksman pickup, there's not really a lot of marksmen to survive Fanny onslaught. And in this case, going for Beatrix is not too bad, but going for Mia is terrible. Going for Irritel isn't too bad. It's bad still. Clint, I guess, is the best out of the worst option, I guess.
It's alright. Clint is alright. I mean, like...
Going for Claude, I guess, is the worst case scenario again, if they decide to go for it. But what do they pick? Yep, they go for the Clint. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
It's a comfort pick for the side of Saffrio. So obvious, and also a lot of AoE, a lot of damage thrown out. So I think it's really great. But for GameLab, I am wondering about their composition a little. Like, how strong are them towards the team fight? Because look at Tiger Wong. There's so many ways of engaging. There's so many wombo combos they could go for just to funnel it all into the Feather Airstrike.
You know, in terms of Tiger Wong Esports, right, in terms of team fight potential, they're really, really strong at just destroying the backlines of GameLab, right? And GameLab's game plan is pretty much making sure that Takenaga kind of snowball with this Fanny. And as long as this Fanny is able to snowball, GameLab is going to have a very, very decent time to his middle stage game. But if the Fanny doesn't snowball, things can get a little bit different, because Tiger Wong Esports has the tools to kind of push them back. So it all comes down to those early aggressions. And so far, GameLab has had a good track record at just winning the early games. Hopefully, they will be able to maintain it, because, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be jumping straight in the game. Will Tiger Wong Esports come back, or will GameLab shut them down? I don't know. Stick around to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the game number 1 for the grand finals of GameLab, going up against Tiger Wong Esports, with the Philippines going up against the Indonesians.
And overall, let's look once again for Takenaga as well as Google in terms of overall player stats. I mean, Toronto, you can see, like, that's quite odd. Alice jungle?
Oh yeah, they did.
Oh.
And they won.
Wow.
Not once, twice.
Oh,
which is
boy.
weird. Yeah, I've never seen it happen, but it kind of worked out in their favor. It's weird, but at the same time, the stolen purple
He stole
buff?
it? Wait, did he steal
Did
it?
he steal it?
It was red though. No,
No,
he got it, yeah.
You're padding a little bit, here. Her boss is here to say hello. Takenaga finally shows himself. Gugun is going to get shipped apart. That's going to be first blood for GameLab. And this is exactly what they're begging for. But
wow!
Okay, prediction.
Okay.
Isn't this a little bit biased, production? Hello, come on. Guys, you guys in the chat, prediction all GameLab. What?
We have potentially a lot of Filipinos in the Twitch chat, potentially. But as well as on Facebook as well. Oh, but I do know it's going to get picked off, but this Ruby will be able to survive. But oh, the Fanny actually going in will get stunned off. He has to back away. But right now we are seeing a clash of playstyles between GameLab and Tiger Wong Esports. GameLab definitely wants to be able to go for those pickoffs. Tiger Wong are stronger when they're grouped up.
Yeah, Tiger Wong just needs to buy a little bit more time. They cannot afford to just throw their bodies as well. But on the bottom side, we do see a little bit of trades here and there, but Google not having the great start. And we've seen this happen coming from Google before, because right, he's just a meat shoe. Eventually, he doesn't need the biggest level. He just needs to do his job. And eventually, in the middle later stage of the game, it all comes down to his teammates buying time. But as of yet, Turtle could be up for contest. GameLab already in position to do so. Tiger Wong just says it's just not worth it. We're talking about Fanny, and even then, the weakness about Fanny is that he needs purple buff to fight. But Tiger Wong cannot afford to jeopardize and trade this fight. Daddy Doo is there. He gets the I'm offended. The first Feather Strike comes in. They catch out Aizawa, and that's going to be first by their favor. But from behind, Takenaga will finish him off and trade 1-for-1. He doesn't have the cables, but Google will start to make work on the turtle. Meanwhile, they do get a pick up on the side with GameLab, having Yuktizi getting the kill on towards Safrio, which gives them a little bit more space. Dockman finally shows him fair. The turtle will concede. Takenaga tries to do a little bit more damage, but he doesn't have the cables to do so. Tiger Wong will take advantage of this fight. They're going for the push. They trade him out. They kill off Takenaga. That's huge for them. Dockman needs to run for his life, but it is going to be good as well as Daddy Doo that comes up on top. They're going for the trade with the orange buff from Havos, denying it away from Gugun. But nevertheless, Tiger Wong, they bite back, and this time they will get back the lead.
I mean, like, damage was done definitely from the engagement. I would say Daddy Doo. Usually, but the Feather Airstrike actually landing. And just like that, Aizawa is just deleted off the map.
Oh my goodness, Tiger Wong Esports not giving out yet, not showing any sign of a retreat yet. And now Fanny shows himself, but he gets caught out and chased on. He's dead, he's gone. Mistakes were made. Tiger Wong Esports knows how to punish this. This Fanny is out of the equation. No more snowball. And GameLab's now in a lot of trouble. They're trading off plates after plates, but Tiger Wong Esports is happy that this Fanny is no longer relevant unless said otherwise.
I mean, this is the anti-Fanny composition. If only they have a Brody, then they'll be, you know, full circle. But basically, right now, Tiger Wong, as I mentioned, they do so well when they are grouped up. But right now, they are trying to contest that purple buff, but he'll be able to secure it, this Fanny.
Well, Fanny's here. They're all clumped up, but they do have the taunts and utility to do so. Takenaga starting to lose out a lot of this damage that he's required to do to snowball. But guess what? They find the Farce out once again. This time he's looking for Safrio, but Safrio still somehow survives. A little bit green from UTZ. He's going to get chain CC, and he gets picked off instead. And Tiger Wong was able to get a trap, but Dogman gets a nice flicker kick coming in, but he's not going to be able to follow up his through. Takenaga gets a reset, but he can't seem to get a finish. He's desperately trying to find the angles, but the stuns coming from Gugun and the taunts will keep him in place, denying him that opportunity. And Tiger Wong Esports is back into this game now.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. They were so low. It's like, you can see he was just zipping around trying to find a potential target, but no matter where he turned and where he looked, he just couldn't get it.
Oh my goodness. Turtle comes in. Not going to be stolen from Dogman. Tiger Wong will back out for now. Dominance Eyes up and Dadi do means this Fanny is going to lose out a little bit more in terms of sustainabilities. And as of yet, Tiger Wong, they're finally grouping up, but let's take a look at the items real quick.
I mean, overall, honestly, for Daddy, as you mentioned before, like, I'm really surprised that a lot of these kills are going towards their roamer. But obviously, with only just one Domina being built up, it's just trying to be able to punish this Fanny and also potentially this preventing the amount of lifesteal this Paquito could generate.
Yeah, it's going to be tough indeed. Tiger Wong, they're playing a little bit safe as well. They're focusing on making sure that Safru gets his farm that he needs on the top side, because so far UTZ has been able to find kills after kills against Safru. So making sure he gets his goal is going to be the way to go. Gugun, however, going to be a little bit annoying. Her boss getting harassed with this Paquito. He needs to get out. The pull comes in, but he misses the combo. The KO punch is there, but the counter engagement comes in. He is going to be able to back out. Meanwhile, Dogman going to try and secure the purple buff. They secure it for Takenaga, but he needs to back out. He doesn't have the energy. Haisawa does have the I'm offended, but GameLabs has to concede tier 1 right now. They just don't have the tools to challenge Tiger Wong right now.
Tiger Wong actually putting up a really strong fight, despite we're saying about how GameLab is individually strong. Their heroes individually strong, but Daddy do actually will be able to sustain and get out of that. Whew.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult indeed. Takenaga missing the first cable. That's going to be energy wasted as well. He's trying to buy time, make space. He's aiming for Rins once again. And Gugun making sure that Rins doesn't get punished off all the way through. Meanwhile, GameLab on the bottom side, they will shift their focus. They get Safrio instead, but the way of the dragon, getting countered with the counter flicker from Safrio is going to put Dogman in an awkward position. I'm offended comes in from UTZ. But a little bit of an unexpected interaction there, but Tiger Wong, not expecting that, but good try coming from Dogman. Good try indeed.
The fact that he kicked him back to his own turret, so like, he definitely will be safe under there.
Dadi taking a little bit too much damage there, getting chain CC. That's going to be his downfall as well. The Feathered Airstrike is there, but GameLab finally switching up their approach, playing a little bit safe, shifting their risk onto his UTZ now, whereas Fanny is going to be trying to isolate them, forcing them apart, and it seems like it's somehow working apart. Meanwhile, at Force, looking for a couple of fights. This Paquito is going to be chain CC. There's no way he survives this, right? But he does have the mobility. He's okay. Purple buff getting challenged as well. Here comes the kick. Gugun going to be in an off angle. They can't seem to go for the wall spam. Here it comes as well. The spear comes in, but Gugun still has the abrasive grab, but could not chain CC his way through. But in the side as well, Safro is here to say hello. He picks them apart. They take her boss down. And GameLab has no choice but to concede the turtle again.
Aizawa really has a tough job because like initially he was trying to go for the Feather Airstrike but keeps getting caught out, and he did try to get I am offended, but we're not seeing any plays coming out from him. But it's just so difficult because right now Tiger Wong is able to really suss him out no matter what in all these team fights. So it's so difficult for him to get any form of engagement. But
Oh my
TZ,
God, TZ. It's just so annoying. He's taking objectives across the map. Naga still baiting out a couple of reactions. There's only 2 men down. They're testing it out, but these are heroes that can stop this Fanny. And it seems like GameLab just doesn't want to risk it anymore. They know that Tiger Wong has the tools to do so. And the shift in focus from Tiger Wong Esports right now is they need to make sure that they need to group up and win a fight. But if GameLab doesn't choose a fight, they need to make sure that Rins comes up on top. As long as Rins doesn't die, there's a lot of potential for Tiger Wong Esports to come out of the game, because eventually, Safril is not going to outscale Yuktzi at all. He's got the tools, but he can be easily taken out compared to Yuktzi, who's just so annoying. And it's so hard to fight this, but Yuktzi is going to start his fight, but no, the counter stun miss coming from Rins, so Yuktzi is going to be able to survive that. So fortunately for them, GameLab might have just lost that fight if he landed a shot.
I mean, considering everything, I just had the brief glance of the items. Yuktzi is actually farming up pretty well. And the fact that I think what GameLab has to do is that split push. You have a Fanny, you have a Moskov. I think that is what you need to do, especially if you're slightly behind. Because no matter what...
Oh, the kick comes in, but on the bottom side as well, Safril gets punished from Yuktzi. He's got the Haas Claw. He's going to try and stun his way through, but he will lose his life 1-for-1 trade. But at the same time, the damage has been done. Middle lane, they kill off Rexley. A 4v3 situation, and bottom side, they're not going to get Rins alive, and he's going to get focused at Boss. Going to be going for him as well. Rins will force the flicker, but Dadi finally forces the flicker, but can he survive? Absolutely not. GameLab slice and dice and sniped them out bit one by one.
I think no matter what, even if they're slightly behind, it's like Takanaga, this Fanny, this is why this Fanny pick is so deadly. As long as he's able to get his items, he'll be able to dish out the damage no matter how you keep picking him off. As long as he's able to get those kills on the board, he will still be a menace to deal with.
Tiger Wong now finally grouping up. They go in for the first hunt onto her boss. They finally pin him out. Do they follow up? But guess what? Safril nowhere to be found. They get isolated. Safril was focusing on the orange buff, and they will lose a member. Gugun drops the appraisal bomb. The damage is good. Drops them down half HP. But Safril, does he get the kill? But yes, they do. The Lord will help him out a little bit more and take care of her boss. Dogman now getting kited around, but Aizawa turns the tide, pulls back Rins. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. Yuktzi with the spear coming in, but doesn't want to follow through. Takenaga is there, the tier 1 still standing, but guess what? Objective is the way to go. No retribution contest, and that's going to be a free lord for GameLab.
I mean, like that spear going through, really, that was just 40% HP went like out the window, just like that. This Moskov is so farm, and the fact that he has just completed Wind of Nature, he is going to be an unstoppable force.
Oh, GameLabs finding opportunities after opportunities. When they least expect it, they strike, and somehow they've got so much spidey senses
so
here.
clean.
And in this case, Dogman has been a very on point here. And look at this, he's set up for the backlines as well. He's looking to go in for the catch on Safril, and so far Xbox going for the fight. Takanaga gonna be the first one to actually bait things out. He's gonna disengage. But Dogman showing his presence on the back lines. He's just taunting Tiger Wong Esports, and they're so afraid of this show. The spear comes in, but Dogman says, I'm just here for the show. And so far, Tiger Wong is just panicking, and they are respecting this and backing out. The Lord going to be pushed down bottom. Safril will focus his attention to clear off the bottom side. Meanwhile, GameLabs will take away the buffs away from Tiger Wong.
That's just classic Cho gameplay. It's like you have to have that certain amount of finesse and confidence, I want to say almost arrogance, to play it around. Feather S right, flicker forward!
They could flicker forward, try to get Yuktzi, could not do so, but Dogman will be the sacrificial lamb instead. So that's going to be the first mistake coming in from GameLab, and Tiger Wong is able to punish their separation so far. And Havas dropping a little bit too low, does have to sustain, so it's all well. But let's take a look at the items real quick on how things are progressing thus far. Dreadnought armor up on Fredrin, we've got the Molten Essence, Radiant armor as well. We've got the full package, but it seems like they need a little bit more damage coming from Safril for now. The final item most likely gonna be either the Hunter Strike. Seems like he's going for Glass Cannon build. Hopefully it's gonna work out in his favor, because as of now, speaking of Glass Cannon, her boss getting picked off for his overzealousness. So that's gonna be a little bit of a punishment coming in for Tiger Wong Esports.
I mean, just as we're looking at items as well, Yuktzi is definitely so much more farm than Safril. He's definitely one item, but they still have to be careful. Takanaga
How? What? Where did this confidence come from? Because Tiger Wong Esports not being able to catch it, he's just trying it around, testing in waters. And Tiger Wong, they're respecting this. Blade armor purchase coming from Gogun means Yuktisi needs to be a little bit more careful where he uses Inspire. Because he hits the wrong target, he's going to take a lot of damage himself.
Honestly, Rin's Easy with that flicker to reposition the feather airstrike really reminds me of M2 series. Like, it was so classic because normally, like, right now when you play Farsight, you go for something a little more safer, the Purify, to ensure that you don't get CC to death, but he is going all out. This is so much aggression, and which is really necessary to catch GameLab off guard. Because right now, honestly, between these two teams, despite any, like, goal deficit, it's still pretty neck and neck.
Yeah, Rins is still looking for the glowing one purchase as well, and once he gets that, probably he's going to have a little bit more damage against GameLab. I guess that's going to be the item progression. No, sorry, not glowing one. It's going to be the genius one coming from him instead. And GameLab, however, they still have a lot more damage to work with here. The Moskov is doing well. It's all full item progression as well. Doesn't have the shoes. Looking for the final moment. So it's most likely going to be Immortalities, perhaps, maybe even a Haskell. But Safri going for the Blade of Despair. But considering that he does have the Weapon Master, I guess the Blade of Despair is going to be a little better choice. But the Lord, down to his 50%, Tiger Wong, they're still deciding what they want to do, but we do see a little bit of presence down bottom as well. The ball is going to be zoning them out. He's going to try and push the fight, but Fanny will secure the Lord, and they isolate Google with Darkman. They finish the fight, and Safru gets caught up, and GameLabs now gets a 2-for-0 exchange, and Havos gonna look for more as well, but Tiger Wong, they just completely get pushed back in this fight.
And right now, with the Lord in the hands of GameLab and Tiger Wong 2-man down, this is looking really rough for them. They could lose at least another inhibitor, considering their bottom side is so vulnerable. They have to be careful. Feather Airstrike trying to zone them out, clear the way, but Rins is caught out. It's prematurely cancelled.
Oh my goodness, they still have the Lord still standing as well. Google is going to be back in 3 seconds, Safri in 4 seconds. They need to buy time. Resli pops his ultimate, he's getting kite out as well. But the damage coming in from Yuktisi, a little bit too hard to handle. But guess what? He bought enough time. They're trying to trade his life. Google is still alive. A Brazen Ruff comes in, they finish him off, but the Lord is knocking on the crystal. Safri is there to finish him off, but guess what? Take Naga cleans them all out, takes down the crystal, and GameLab takes game 1 against Tiger Wong Esports.
Well, from that 100% audience prediction, you can see why GameLab is the fan favorite.
Well, it all comes down to understanding your timings and your strategy, but GameLab just that much more precise. And somehow, with this clean 1-0